Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for DavieVids. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, whatever it may be, commentary, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And now this is, like I said, for DavieVids, who wanted me to do a commentary on another anthology, because he had requested one on VHS, which was a horrible one. Now, for a good anthology, Trick or Treat, which is only an hour and 22 minutes, and which is funny because this is literally 30-some minutes shorter than VHS, and yet it's a much better movie, better stories, better direction, more interesting stories. Although VHS got 3 sequels, although I like VHS too, this never got a sequel. And yet the good one didn't get sequels, but the bad one got 3 sequels, so go figure. So I pause the beginning, 3, 2, 1, pressing play. But that is crazy that again I think sadly because this felt, I guess VHS did well and this didn't, or there may be talks of a sequel but just never came about, never came to be. Now, anthologies, horror anthologies, they're ones I like. I mean, Creepshow, I liked. Cat's Eye, I enjoyed. This one is definitely in the top 5 favorite anthologies, horror anthologies. I just thought, from the beginning here, this interesting choice of having this old time warning of Halloween and this old black and white footage. And the way these stories interconnect with each other, you get some pretty good makeup effects. Like there's a werewolf transformation where the skin, or the figure on the cover, the child with the pumpkin, and then what's underneath. And in a weird way, some of these stories are maybe morality stories. Like even this one, like don't be violent, don't mess up the Halloween decorations. This girl with her wannabe Robbie the Robot outfit. Don't upset traditions, man. Now, I know this is directed by a guy named Michael Dougherty. I think he's the same guy that go on to direct that Godzilla King of the Monsters. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But this POV definitely reminds one of Halloween. And the girl has a nice ass. Oh, I'm sorry, that's sexist. Yes, I think a girl is pretty. If a woman came up to me and said, "You have a nice ass," I'd be like, "Thank you." And shake her hand. But I mean, yeah, there are people that push it too far and make someone uncomfortable, but if someone compliments you, that doesn't equal rape. There's streams on every front. But horror anthologies, I mean, there have been quite a few that have come out in the past 10 years. There was that one, Holidays, which even Tim Smith did a segment on. I remember not being big on that. Tales of Halloween, I was mixed on. There's some stories I liked. There was one where you have these kids who I believe you thought were murderers, but the people they were murdering were predators. So you find out it's actually a revenge tale. I remember liking that story. I think also there was a story about like pumpkins like killing people or something. That was like the last story. I remember Tales of Halloween going, if you took these like 2, 3 cool stories and made them longer and nicked some of the bad stories, it would be better. But I remember that being mixed bag. I mean, some I liked, some I didn't. On VHS, I was trying to think of one other one, and I believe a Scare Package is the one I was trying to think of when I did my VHS commentary, where I remember liking Scare Package, and I think there's a sequel that they're doing. Now this guy was a wannabe Michael Myers. You fucking... Well, granted, with the mask on, his eyes could be looking anywhere. But I don't know, it's a good-looking movie. Like, you look at the cinematography, this looks like a movie that could go into theaters. The cinematography. Like, the lighting... I don't know how to explain it. Like, you look at movies that look cheap, just look-wise, and there's ones that, like this, that go, again, damn, and you got tits... So this woman's being attacked in the first 5 minutes, and yeah, these kids like, fuck this. I think it's that kid pumpkin thing that we'll see later. Yeah, and this guy wakes up and finds his wife, girlfriend, as part of the decorations. I remember there being some pretty decent gore makeup effects. Because I think the guy who directed this helped write films like X-Men 2 and some of those other stuff. Sadly, I think one of the things... Well, not at the time I'd heard it, but I think this was produced by Bryan Singer, which you hear rumors that he's a predator. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. So I can't confirm or deny that. We saw arm decorations, and now he's looking, wow, that looks a bit real, and is that a ring on it? It's like, we know what's coming, but it's just, what will it be? What will it be now? What will it be now? Well, actually the song's, who can it be now? Oh shit. Damn. See, that seems like something out of Creepshow. See, if you took this and called this Creepshow 3, it'd be a great Creepshow 3. That's a sad thing, like, this could have been a Creepshow 3. Even here, you look at the comic book panels. And even, yeah, a comic book right there. Meet Sam. That's the pumpkin kid. Pumpkin pie eater. Yeah, sorry, Anna Paquin is in this. Speaking of X-Men, she was in the early X-Men films. Brian Cox was in X-Men 2. That's probably how the director got is like, hey, you know, I wrote X-Men 2, and I think it was X-Men 2 he helped write, and of course both of them were in it. But yeah, this is like, if you change a couple things, it could easily be Creepshow 3. Now that looks like the Halloween 3 poster, Season of the Witch, with the kids walk in and that background. Laurie, that's, I think, Anna Paquin's character, looking like Red Riding Hood. Old Man Creed, that's Brian Cox. I think also, was it 4 stories? I think it is 4 stories. There's the guy who, yeah, that guy there who had the big paper bag. There's the Red Riding Hood women, Anna Paquin and her friends. You have the little kids and these other kids that supposedly passed away, and then you have Brian Cox's character. Yeah, produced by Bryan Singer. And I like that, you know, these stories, you'll see characters in each one to make it even more seamlessly have that feeling that this is all happening in the same town at the same night. And so there's bits of crossover. It's been a while since I've seen this, though. Like, it has to have been It might be 10 years since I've seen this. I don't even have the Blu-ray, I just have the DVD. Because Blu-rays, I'm very picky, and I mean, I would love to buy every Blu-ray out there, but Blu-rays are getting more expensive. I remember when they used to be just 20 bucks, now the normal is 30 bucks. And for all I know, it could get higher after that. But I would like to get this on Blu-ray. I don't know if it has any big new features, though. This kid, you fucking pervert. Chris is a little kid. Nah, I wouldn't be doing the same thing. In all truthfulness. It's pretty Stevie. Yeah, it's a dressing room. They're dressing. It's not like they're doing it out in the fucking public. So one's what, like Snow White, Cinderella, and what, Sleeping Beauty? Is this the first one with the Anna Paquin? I thought the first one was the guy with the feeding candy. Unless it's doing this and setting this up for later. Like I say, it's been a while since I've seen this. But that's a lot of times with these stories, with these anthologies, is that... Shut up, stomach. Anytime I do this, every time I do something like this, my stomach wants to talk and have a conversation with me. But you know what? People can't understand stomachese. Vulcan. Where's your nerve pinch? What time I get off work? When you want to get off. In that way. But I was saying the problem with 40... Oh. Oh, this is like a possible victim, right? Yeah, okay, it's... Oh, then you have this asshole kid here. Is this the kid from Bad Santa? I can't remember. Might be the kid from Bad Santa. But I was talking about anthologies. An issue is that they try to fit in a lot of stories, and it's like, you know what? More stories doesn't equal better anthology. Like, there's interesting experiments. Like, ABCs of Death 1 and 2 are interesting experiments. In fact, ABCs of Death 2... I like the first ABCs of Death, but ABCs of Death 2 I actually thought was better. And... Tales from the Hood, that's another good one. I don't know what my top 5 would be. Like I said, this would be my top 5. Creepshow Cat's Eye would be my top 5. Tales from the Hood would be my top 5. So that's 4. Oh, you see the girl in the robot outfit pass by them, so that's why I said earlier. I think that's why they put that earlier, because people see that, wait a minute, is that girl still alive? Oh, well, it's earlier. So that's what I mean, like, oh, there's that person there. Like, that's an Easter egg that's interesting. Like, oh yeah, that's connected to what I just saw, and oh, we know what's going to happen to that person. And you find in retrospect that I'm assuming you've seen this film, but it's women sort of gathering people for their big old feast. While this guy... telling the little bit of tales of Halloween, which I think leads to the kid eating too much, and I think there's like poison. That's what it is. But yeah, I was saying, like, with anthologies, like, more stories doesn't equal a better anthology. And what was sometimes there's stories that will work even better if they get more running time, and that's kind of the annoying thing with some of these anthologies, that oh, that story sucked and that story sucked, and if you took out these 2-3 stories and then again the better stories you lengthen even more, I think it would even be a better, memorable experience. Like this story here is interesting because it's very macabre humor. Check your candy. Always check your candy. That Peachy of the Chocolate reminds me of, was it the Willies? We had the pumpkin in there as well. The Willies, that was one where Sean Astin was in it from the Goonies, and he's like talking to kids out like camping or something, and then these stories come into play. That one is one of the lesser ones to me, although I remember liking. Or it was interesting that one story we had these weird fly. This guy would mess with flies, and then at the end, flies like got revenge on him, and then did the same thing to him, like giant flies. It's a really weird one. I think there's one also where it was a teacher who's also a monster. I guess if I had to say like my favorite story of these four, I would go with the last one, where Brian Cox, just that image of that kid, it's very memorable. And then probably the kids and was it the school bus that fell off, then the werewolf, then this. I think these kids we see later, the pirate and I remember these kids, these damn kids, these fucking kids. And with Halloween itself, the holiday, oh, he's the principal. So that's where we find out that he's the principal of the fucking school. Ah, and there's the kid. I don't know why I kept saying pumpkin. I think he has a pumpkin head, but just this sack underneath. But he's such a weird kid. But just a very cool, interesting costume. I know some people didn't like the fact that these stories were really blending together. But yeah, I thought it made it a bit interesting. A little bit of a different take on an anthology. So instead of having a wraparound, you just. It's little bits of these stories being sprinkled all throughout. Plus, it definitely cuts down the running time. We don't. Because if you put an anthology that's like, maybe 10 minutes or so injected into it. And, there's a lot of bad anthologies. I mean, VHS. Like I said, I was talking about my top 5. That's hard. I mean, I mentioned 4, Tales from the Hood, Creepshow, this one, Cat's Eye. The fifth, I mean, it may be VHS 2, it may be ABCs of Death 2. I have to think about it. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of bad ones. Veronica is one of the worst ones. Veronica is fucking horrible. Charlie Brown's an asshole. Let's see. let's see, VHS is bad. Veronica is really bad. Grim Prairie Tales I wasn't a fan of. The best part of that was there's a wraparound because it takes place in the Old West with Brad Dourif and James Earl Jones speaking. I'm like, that's better than the movie. This fucking dog. Fuck on my face, dog. There you go. Eat that shit. And there's Brian Cox, which we'll see much later. Again, there's nice camera work, like this big angle to showcase the distance between these two. So you see that Brian Cox is still fairly far away, so he can't see or hear too well, but it's not like a football field as well. Again, this one has just sort of a bit of a macabre humor. This principal that's trying to keep this body shush while not being found out. And then the foul-mouthed ways of Brian Cox smells like a filthy whore. Keep your fucking kid out of my fucking yard. Yeah, fuck you, old man. Yeah, screw on this. You know, have some fun later. I think also like the way this ends, jumping ahead, is where you think he's going to kill his own son, but then it's... But you realize that his kid's just as fucked up as him. There you go. Again, very... See, then, because you're thinking, okay, now he's going to take out his son or something. And we'll see later what this is about. Yeah, because now you're wondering, like, what the hell is this? Like, what was that about? But you find out later. Like I said, it's fun, especially when you watch it a second time. Oh, now I understand it more. Like I say, it's a different take on a anthology. It's an interesting mask that kid had. I don't even know what the hell you'd call that mask. And yeah, again, this is a really fucked up father and son. Makes you wonder, like, he's really proud that his son steered him, and that's in their macabre way. It does, it does make you wonder, like, why does he hide the knife if he was never intending to kill his son? I mean, he's hiding the knife just to make the audience think he's going to kill his son next. But it makes me go, well, why are you have the knife behind your back? In retrospect, I guess I don't know. Cause he's like, it looks like he's looking. And of course, the reveal coming in a bit. Because yeah, you think, oh my god, okay, he killed his kid. But then, what the fuck? Just sort of an initiation. See, again, as you realize that. See, that right there, I'm like, okay. Number one, a good makeup effect, and just such macabre and just completely fucked up. For some reason, I thought this was Catherine O'Hara, the mom from Home Alone. What is it, Catwoman? Like I said, the worst ones would be like Veronica, Creepshow 3, like a bunch of other stuff. What is it, a furry party? Fucking furry convention back there. What's all that yiffing around back there? Hey, I've seen a furry documentary. It was actually one of the paid requests. So, I know a little bit. And I'm not going to judge. Just don't hurt anyone and don't hurt yourselves. Then it's fine. I don't give a fuck if you wear a goddamn costume or not. Especially with all the more crazy fucking people and shit in the world, like Hollywood. With the P to the E to the D to the O's. That they're more my issue. Guy wants to wear a fucking costume of a rabbit, I don't care. Again, don't hurt anyone, don't hurt yourself. Yeah, okay, yeah, so the kid with the pirate, this come to this one where I think this girl with the witch costume is like the nicer kid. Oh yeah, that's right. They play a prank on her where they steer the shit out of her. Like she's a very shy, nice girl, and like this would lead up to fucking Carrie. Like you have the shy, nice girl, and the guy. Hey, come out with me, and then they play this big old prank on her. Although William Catt didn't know that was going to happen, to be fair, so that's not really a fair comparison. I mean, the more fair comparison would be like Until Dawn, the video game. And yeah, if you hear background noise, it's my neighbor's roosters and all that jazz. I'm trying to remember what the... Oh yeah, I think you think this guy will be a predator, but really it's the girl you need to be afraid of. Yeah, because I think this guy's like an asshole, and then that's why he becomes the chosen. I don't know. Like I say, it's been a while since I've seen this. Why the fuck does... Yeah, he's got blood. Fuck did that blood come from? Oh, this guy, like, has fake vampire teeth and he fucks with women. Does he kill them? Man, you should... I mean, it's been like 10 years since I've seen this, so it's cool. It's like watch it for the first time again. Well, how come you don't rewatch a lot? Because there's just so many fucking films. There's hundreds and hundreds of films. And two characters that would be at the beginning of the film. Because no one wants to fucking believe in anybody. And then she sees all these other people with real wounds. Punch him in the face or kick him in the dick. Okay, so this guy is a killer. But again, that goes with the morality. This guy's going to get his comeuppance. Like, this is a guy preying on women, thinking he's a vampire, but then you have women who are real werewolves, real monsters, and they prey on this sumbitch. That's what it is. That's one of the things that made that satisfying. And these kids are posing for the cover of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And then you find out that it's bad stuff happens. It's all part of an elaborate prank. While these kids are fucking douchebags. Again, don't be dicks. Again, it's kind of... A lot of times in those Tales from the Crypt, those type of shows, a lot of it, not all, but a lot of it plays on morality. The morality of, you know, being too greedy, or being too this, or fucking over your loved one, or your boss, or something else. You wanting to get further in life, so you step on people to do so. Don't do that. But it's sad, like I was saying at the beginning, that this film did not do well at all. I mean, well, I don't know if I can even say that. I don't know how it did, because I don't... Why the hell did this not go into theaters? That's one of my cats not being quiet again. So I apologize for that. He's been very talkative lately. So again, nothing I can do about it. Not go yell and, you know, get mad. Cats are cats. They do what they want. The Halloween School Bus Massacre. What are you talking about, Willis? There was this bus, and Freddy Krueger was driving it, and they drove into a cavern, a pit, I should say, and then this guy named Jesse, and but yeah, this film, I don't see why it did not go into theaters. Like I said, it's well directed, like that transition, and then like the way this looks, and this, it's not piss yellow. It's at least it's more golden, like a golden filter to it. You want to see piss yellow? Watch Assassination Games with Jean-Claude Van Damme. This has more of a gold effect. And these kids that were murdered, and they were troubled, they were disturbed. Yeah, the bus driver went crazy, right? Yeah. I mean, these kids may have been troubled. It doesn't mean they were guilty of crimes to be punished by death. Same fucking kid. And they're like, well, wait a minute. If it's been that many years ago, how is that kid the same fucking age? Exactly. But I mean, I guess I didn't look up info. What? That's what I should look up info on the Blu-ray and all that stuff. Squeaky fucking chair. Yeah, whatever. You want to groan when watching a VHS, at least the first VHS movie, which I think is the worst one, because at least VHS 2 is pretty good. VHS Viral has a good story. I like the skateboarding one. VHS 94 Has that mad experiment, people with like part robot, like Doom type of story. If not Doom, I don't know that what you call it. I don't know why I keep saying Doom, but let's see. These fucking it. Yeah, this asshole. Okay. Trick or Treat 2007. 6.8? I think that should be a bit higher than that. I don't know. And yeah, these kids know there's something up, so at least one of them's trying to escape. Like he's giving him like poison. Fucking asshole. Being delayed for 2 years and having only a limited amount of screenings at film festivals. Why? Why was that the case, though? Yeah, I mean, these kids just wanted to go home because this guy's a fucking dickwad, and they don't know how to drive a bus. So sadly, there you go. So Michael Dougherty had done an animated short called Season's Greetings. Sam is a little boy dressed in orange footy pajamas with his burlap sack head covering as he is being stalked by a stranger on Halloween night. Filmed in Vancouver, British Columbia. Slated for October 5th, 2007. It was announced in September that the film had been pushed back. Then it was released home media in 2009. But why, though? Why? Announced in October 2009 that he's planning a sequel. Sequel was announced in October 2013. Changing Legendary, the company's management. And this fucking bus driver survived. What a crock of shit. I'm looking up trivia for it. Oh, the kid with the lollipop at the beginning who was peeking the girls in the changing room, that was played by Quinn Lord, who plays Sam, the kid in that mask throughout the movie. There were 18 drafts of the script, and one theme that crept in along the way is the idea that each of the stories represents a different stage of a person's experience with Halloween. The first story with Dylan Baker and his son is about how you're introduced to a holiday. The second one with the kids is you and your friends roaming around without parents for the first time. The one with Anna Paquin is your 20s and is about sex. Final story is Halloween in your twilight years. It's the Scrooge of Halloween. Huh, interesting. The film was originally slated to be released October 2007 for a Halloween release. That makes sense. Warner Brothers, without explanation or reason, pulled the film from the schedule, and no rescheduled date was announced. One reason might have been that Saw 4 was slated for release around the same time, and Warner Bros. Did not want to compete against it in fears of a bid opening against them. The release it before it, Another possible reason the film was buried by the studio was that it was possible fallout from the box office disappointment of Superman Returns, which was co-written by Michael Dougherty, whose production company produced this film. There was brief talk that the film would finally be released around Halloween 2008, maybe early 2009, but neither ever materialized. The film finally released straight in DVD in October 2009. Really? Because of Superman Returns? That's fucking stupid. Here's Anna Paquin looking like Red Riding Hood. Earlier cuts removed the sequence with Dylan Baker carrying the kid he just poisoned into his foyer. It was due to studio pressure. fought to get this back into the movie. They wanted to cut more for its comedic sensibilities than its content, as they briefly toyed with the idea of making this a straightforward horror movie. Let's see. Sorry, the black and white educational film that opens the movie wasn't originally there. It was initially part of the trailer, and the director loved it so much he added to the film. Sorry, I'm just looking through. The school bus story is an homage to It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and originally took place in a cemetery overgrown with pumpkins. It was a 40-day shoot. Now playing podcast, review Trick or Treat. This film received 1 recommend and 2 not recommends. Well, those 2 people don't know what the hell they're talking about. What do they do? Like Veronica? Creep Show 3? This is easily one of the best anthology films. Like, come on now. I'm trying to remember if this kid, I think he's in on the joke as well. I believe. Now I think about it, I think there's like zombie kids. I think they're the ones that killed Brian Cox. Because you think it's going to be the pumpkin kid. Early drafts of the school bus story featured a double reveal in that not only were the undead kids at the core of the threat, but the girl they brought along to prank was also dead. Dougherty changed it, as other recent films have already played the surprise they're dead card, including, well, I don't want to give those away for those who haven't seen those 2 films. Granted, they're old, but I mean, again, in case you haven't seen those 2 films, I won't mention it. Fucking stupid. Did these stupid fucking things. Ads. Like, you get texted ads for, like, do this for, like, shut the fuck up. Sorry. Oh, sorry, now I got my YouTube popped up. Apparently someone unsubscribed from Michael Keaton, the Joyce voice, because he didn't like the new Spider-Man film. Well, that's their loss, because Michael's a cool guy. You didn't like the new Spider-Man film? No, that's his fucking fault, not yours, Michael. If he ever sees this. Michael's a good guy. No, you didn't like the new Spider-Man, neither did I. Because I think it sucked. You know what? This film is better. And by the time you watch this like 3 fucking times is the amount of one time of Spider-Man No Way Home. Anyway, yeah, I was just checking that out. So yeah, there's no really. They're just conjecture of either because of the flop of Superman Returns, because the guy producing it and the guy who wrote it worked on Superman Returns. Well, again, this is the big prank. Like, you think these are the zombie kids, and then you find out it's a big prank, and then there's real zombie kids, and you know they don't like being mocked. They don't like being made fun of. It is a dickhead thing to do. I mean, you broke her fucking glasses. Might as well call Velma. You steer the shit out of her. She could get hurt. This is what leads to the fucking ending in the... Well, not... That leads to the setup in Prom Night. And Terror Train. Like, she could have hit her head and broken her head open. Easily. Maybe take off the fucking mask. Dipshits. Take off the fucking mask, dipshit. Take out the papers in the trash and your mask. Maybe that would work better, fuckface. See, at least this kid is like being remorseful. He's like, just shut up. And yeah, at least this guy's being somewhat remorseful. So it's a little bit human behavior. At least you have one person do that. Well, that girl's being just a total fucking bitch. She probably grew up to be that fucking lady in Star Wars The Last Jedi or something. And think she's a fucking hero. Yeah, don't mess with the dead, or they will mess with you. With the remains of that bus, I'm surprised they didn't, I guess no one bothered to take that bus, like, away somewhere. Yeah, there is one thing about the film, though, is that I think pretty much most of the death scenes are off-screen. But I guess, do you really want to see kids ripped apart and such? What I mean by that is, when I say makeup effects, I mean like the dead body of the girl at the beginning, when you see the review of the boy under the mask at the end. That's what I mean by makeup effects. The more I remember now, this is not a gory film. I think this was like... It wasn't PG-13, was it? But I mean, it's not like a completely gory, violent movie. But there's, violent tendencies to it. There you go. They want your braces. Man, these kids are pissed. I don't think she gives a shit. Yeah, I don't think she gives a shit. I wonder if this was still part of the fact that Well, I guess it was during scripting that he changed it. How does that kid want? Shut up, cat. Oh, they're just passing by. I will say that cat's just a bit annoying me lately. It's not a cat you guys see, it's a smaller cat, and just... nothing can be done about it. But yeah, you see sprinkles of this bit here where they had a Paquin. So, I mean, it's an hour 22 minutes, and there's probably a decent amount of end credits. At least, 5 minutes, give or take. So, there's that wannabe vampire guy. Again, not the... You think they're a victim? You're wrong. That's an interesting line. She's the runt of the litter. Especially when you find out they're... what type of animals they are. I didn't even think this is about a vampire hunting people, and... Oh, and then you realize this is the guy you think is Anna Paquin. That's right, that was I remember that reveal. Like, oh shit, what? Okay, it's about a vampire and hunting these girls. No, quite the opposite. There you go. And this is where the audience going, what the fuck is going on? Well, it's the initiation. Is women being pierced. Don't piece them off. Anna Paquin is very beautiful, though. But that's another actress you don't hear any more about. Like, where is Anna Paquin? What was the last film she was in? I can't remember. I don't know what I'm laughing about. I'm like, it was kind of that realization that, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of actresses that you go, what the fuck? Where have they been? Like, yeah, I try to remember, what was the last film I saw with Michelle Pfeiffer or some of these other actresses? Yeah, it's a fake vampire teeth. This asshole. I think some of these other people they kill, they're innocent, but this is definite. Oh, is that the principal? Is that the principal? Oh, remember the principal said he had a date. I forgot that was the principal. Principal Wilkins. Yeah, that's why earlier he said, son, I got a date. Yeah, I forgot that was... So the principal gets his just desserts. He killed that kid and now he's, his ass is grass. This guy, killed a kid, but he's got even something worse. And then you have Marilyn Manson playing Sweet Dreams. I like Marilyn Manson. Again, he's been accused of stuff. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know because I wasn't there. But I do like Marilyn Manson music. Beautiful People, Put a Spell on You, which was in the trailer for Cabin in the Woods. Then there's Sweet Dreams. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world in the 7 seas. I mean, it's being pretty interesting transformation. Because the first time I had seen, it's been done other stuff, but the rip in the skin and then the hair appearing. No, this amount is ain't PG-13. Oh, because I was reading on there like PG-13, but no, this is no PG-13 movies don't have that many tits unless it's an '80s movie. But yeah, I always thought, wow, that's a cool visual of the rip in the skin, the hair is underneath. I remember that was the first time I had seen that, like tearing it all. I just like, wow, that's cool. That's a cool way of doing a transformation. I mean, other films have done that, but that was the first time I had seen that. And it's like a piece of, a shirt, tearing it off. And good makeup effects. That's again, going for more practical and not fucking, CG. Red Riding Hood, Big Bad Wolf. Only she is the wolf. There you go. And that kid's still there. Like, that kid gets around, I know that. And they don't seem to want to attack the kid. I wonder why. Oh, then earlier. Again, that's like the creep show thing, the earlier comic book panel on the side. Earlier. Again, you have to say earlier because we just saw the principal die and we're wondering, well, wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah, this tastes... Now we know what happened. And this is the Brian Cox one. Again, with the end credits, there's about 26 minutes. So, there's still quite a bit. So... But you have to establish Brian Cox even being more of a fucking asshole character, and then bit of build up, and then this figure in his house and a fight. See, does he steer the kids? Or is that the dog? Yeah, it is the dog. Mean old asshole. I don't know if it's true, but on the trivia it said that the reason Brian Cox is wearing like this hair, this wig, is to make him look a little bit more like John Carpenter. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but that's what it says there. Although Brian Cox, I mean, he'll be honest. I mean, I forget where it was, but he was like, there's some kind of book he wrote, and he was like, yeah, that person was an asshole, and that person was cool, but that person was a piece of shit. He didn't give a fuck. Like, I don't know I don't remember the exact details, but if you look it up, you'll find it. But Brian Cox, I mean, the original Hannibal Lecter, who was in Manhunter. as Hannibal Lecter. And he'd be a lot of other stuff too. I think he was in The Glimmer Man with Steven Seagal. Like I said, he was the human bad guy in X-Men 2 who helped lead the team into the mutant school where Wolverine was taking out those soldiers. Yeah, some people may forget that he was the original Hannibal Lecter. But Manhunter's a good one. What cartoon was that? I don't know what cartoon that was. Maybe it says at the end credits. Let me just start trying to over here so that folks can see. I was hungry as hell because of that. No, something else. That's like the type of dog willing to advertise beer. Miller. It's Miller time. But yeah, that does suck that this film, like I said, came out and it didn't do any business. Again, because the studio fucked around and. But that happened. I mean, that's the thing. When people will tell me, well, this movie's good because it was a big box office hit and it made $200 million. It made $1 billion, so that means it's good. I'm like, well, what about the Michael Bay Transformer films? Dark of the Moon. Star Wars The Last Jedi made a shit ton of money. In my opinion, doesn't mean it's a good movie. There's a lot of movies that made money, doesn't mean they're good. John Carpenter's The Thing is a classic, one of the best, and it sadly flopped. Dread, I think, is one of the best action films in the past 10 years. Because that was, 2012? So it has been like 10 years, give or take. Which I can't believe Dread is like 10 years old. Holy shit. And that's a damn good action film. Stephen Wilkins, yeah. And that's the thing with the script, is like you have to figure out, okay, this happens earlier because this guy comes later in the story, and blah blah blah. Like I say, it does make it feel like it does take place in this same town, and there's certain continuity to it. But that's how the kid got inside, because he was outside with the door open. I mean, there's been other types of anthologies. There's been a few comedy anthologies. Where the fuck do all these pumpkins come from? Jesus. Imagine the speed that to set up all these fucking pumpkins outside. Yeah, it's not really the best idea to break the pumpkins. Because that girl did at the beginning of the film, it wasn't the best idea. But, there's been comedy anthologies. I mean, you could say the Kentucky Fried Movie, Amazon Women on the Moon. Those are good ones. And then bad ones, Movie 43, Inappropriate Comedy. Those are anthologies with comedy. Bunch of little bits or skits or stuff put together. I don't think there's been an action movie anthology. Apparently my neighbor's rooster feels the same way. No, I don't think there's been an action movie anthology. Like an anthology where it's bits of like different types of action movies put together. Like story with like fighting, action. Maybe one's a POV, one's a blah blah blah. One is an action film, but it's a you face up against a Jason Voorhees type. One's an action film, but it's POV. One's an action bit. That's what I need. Get an action movie anthology. That'd be cool. Little stories, 10 to 15 minutes with, action driven or fight driven. That'd be cool to see. That'd be different. Because I've never seen that before. In fact, I'm going to ask that after, because I don't have my computer on. I'm going to ask that, has there ever been an action movie anthology? This is the idea. We've had comedies, we've had horror. I don't think we have. But that would be cool to see. Fucking roosters. Nee. Shut up. But Brian Cox got the double barrel shotgun. But see, he should have done like Reggie Bannister and saw it off and get more impact. So you need the double of the double. Or do you like Ash? Say a bit of groovy on top of it. But don't shoot because you don't know what it is. Could be your own fucking dog. It's a hand. What the fuck? Damn. Trick or treat all over the damn walls. Some nice camera work showcasing, just like, what the fuck? How the hell did he draw all that? How the hell did he write all that? That little twerp. Well, at least it wasn't as bad as, Pet Sematary, cutting your Achilles tendon. What the fuck do you want from me, kid? Weird, you fucking weirdo. And the kid's like doing the Michael Myers head tilt. Huh. Oh, yeah, that's an interesting little design. Like, it's a candy wrapper, and underneath the candy wrapper is this knife. They like it, X-Acto knife or whatever. Box cutter. Oh shit. There you go. Damn. Yeah, you never want that. That little gumball. Was it the changeling? Oh my god, this cat's driving me nuts with this. If I remembered, I would have let him outside just so he could relax. But I can't do that now. Yeah, I apologize, folks. There's about, 10 minutes or so left. Damn, that kid's Spider-Man. Doing the fucking spider walk. So they must have got like a bit of a stunt man. Just for safety reasons. Especially for that throw. Yeah, definitely a stunt man. Maybe it's the girl from Orphan. She lived and became a stunt man. Stunt woman. And now we get what this was earlier in the film. Yeah, and I thought, okay, that's really clever. Remember the first time. That's a clever way of doing it. I do remember the DVD fucking up badly, though, and the fact that, like, this reveal it's a cool reveal, But the fucking DVD gave it away. Because, well, the DVD I had, it's like a slipcover, and you pull it off, and it reveals this face. I mean, why the fuck would you give that away on the goddamn DVD? There you go, right into his fucking head. Been in this weird jack-o'-lantern monster thing. Pumpkin pie. The pumpkin eater. Again, just a weird design. Yeah. Just shoot it in. Just shoot it in. No, in the head. In the head. What the fuck you doing? In the fucking head, you idiot. Of course, made out of tires and a pumpkin. Gonna make some pumpkin pie out of you. Feed you to the... Maybe that's why the women's like, I don't smell blood, I smell pumpkins. Fuck this kid. That's why the werewolves didn't eat them, because they didn't smell blood. I just smell that pumpkin. Get out of here. Maybe they don't like pumpkin. It's, I mean, it's like, why didn't you just shoot him in the head? Stomp a fucking mud hole in his damn jack-o'-lantern face? Get the fuck out of Dodge. All sorts of stuff. Damn you. Oh, the hand did it. There you go. That has to be an ode to John Carpenter's The Thing. Where Palmer's like, you gotta be fucking kidding. The fuck are you doing, man? Yeah, that's a cool looking monster. That's a just looks so cool to me. Such a neat design. Got some animatronic work with the eyes. I said that's a cool looking monster. I would like to see more of that. Punch him. I just figured out it's like something comedic that happens, because I know this doesn't. And his big fucking mouth. He loves his candy. And yeah, you probably think he's going to cut him up with the candy. Yeah, give him the candy bar. E. Give him the candy bar. Yeah, I think he stabs the candy bar, right? Yeah, he does. All he wanted is a piece of chocolate. It's all once. What is it, the fucking kid from Predator 2? Want some candy? It's not even good candy bars. Have eaten, for fuck's sake. Dude, it's not even a good candy bar. I didn't like all this power to do all this stuff and just want some candy, so in his own fucked up way. So was he the thing that killed the girl at the beginning? I don't even know now. If all he wants is candy. I don't even fucking know. Ah, then you find out he was the bus driver. That's right. He was the bus driver. See, that's what I mean, like, the all connects. This was the bus driver guy. That's why these kids kill him. Not these kids, but... He's very adamant on giving candy this time. So, are we assuming, like, he went to the hospital and then came back and it's the same night? I guess so, because there's probably been some time between what... Because if that happened near the beginning and then all the stuff that happened with the kids and the school bus and all that. So that's for me is like, oh yeah, like that's the... Yeah, this kid's waiting for his dad, which ain't gonna... That ain't gonna happen. Wearing his dad's shirt. This girl here. They had their orgy fun. Again, the way this is all like connected, just interesting. Ah, that's where the kid's next target is. It all comes full circle. It all comes full circle. See, again, this is a well-written anthology. The way they're interconnected. You go, oh, that's why the kid saw that. So that's why that happens. And this kid, you know, obviously he's like Halloween personified. That's what he used to cut her up. And he held to the bus driver. It happened so long ago that then this person's so much older. Do you recognize us now? Yeah, do you recognize them? There you go. And through comic book panels, you realize the fate of this guy. And it's over. And that's like an hour and 17 minutes. That's crazy. It's an hour and 17 minutes. I mean, just... That's why it makes me wonder if more was cut out. Because that's fairly short of a movie. Even for an anthology. But it doesn't overstay its welcome. I mean... does not overstay its welcome in the slightest. I mean, an hour and 17 minutes, I mean, well, like an hour and 18 now. So, all four stories I don't mind. I don't think there's a bad story. Yeah, young Creed / school bus driver. So, it was the same person. That's what I think it's a pretty damn good script. The way it interconnects everything. The way you go, oh, that's who it is. Like, oh, that's the principal and the guy for... I get it. It's all in this one universe and these nice reveals that don't seem like a bad trick or a cheap shot. Overall, really enjoy it. Really enjoy this anthology. Again, I would probably say Creepshow is my favorite Although I do like, I say, Creep Show, I like the crate. I like the Leslie Nielsen one. I like Stephen T one's funny. The cockroach one is very fucking creepy. That's the one I think is the most iconic for anthologies, is Creep Show. Although I do like Cat's Eye. And I liked all... The third one with Drew Barrymore, that story grew on me. I liked the one with James Woods, Smokers Inc. And the Robert Hayes one I always thought was underrated. So I don't know, it's between Cat's Eye and Creep Show. Because Cat's Eye I think is more underrated. But Creep Show... Yeah, quite a few strong stories. So I probably would give the edge to Creep Show, then it'd be Cat's Eye. But like I said, Tales from the Hood is up there. VHS 2 is up there. I think that'd be the fifth one I choose. Is Creep Show, Cat's Eye. Yeah, VHS 2, this one, and Tales from the Hood would be in the top 5. The more I think about it. But yeah, I'm seeing if there's a reference to that cartoon, Spider Blues, written and performed by Johnny Douglas, Love in a Trash Can. If Your Love's in a Trash Can was the love ballad to Oscar the Grouch, the beginning, performed by Quell and Maker, Cowboy Mouth, Cues from House on Haunted Hill, Feels Good by Tony. Okay. Cry Little Sister, I Need You Know, Lost Brothers remix? Didn't even notice that. Sweet Dreams from Marilyn Manson. Oh, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. That's what it was. Okay. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. It's been a long time since I've seen that film. That's what it is. Okay. I didn't realize that. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Huh. Okay then. But I mean, that's a nice little detail. The end credits are in orange for the Halloween season. Get another nice little detail. But yeah, a film that sadly just did not get the... Didn't get the release it deserved. And with all these other films that did get it, it's like... It's a fucking shame. Again, I like VHS 2 and stuff, but the fact that VHS got 3 fucking sequels and this didn't get a single one... That just sucks. So we have the short, I guess this is the animated one that's like 3 minutes long. Yeah, it's like a cartoon with this kid and a, you know. And then you have a commentary on that. But do you even have a commentary on the movie? No. So, I don't know what features on the Blu-ray. So, maybe I'll have to pick that up sometime. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.